G'day guys, and welcome back to the VemmaTrader tutorial series. My name is Reese, and in today's video I'm running you guys through our new conditions. This one's really exciting. It was actually really cool to see this one get made. We're at a live event and someone asked Richard, hey, would it be possible to have a condition for volume increasing? For checking, hey, has the volume increased when all my conditions are met compared to the previous candle? Richard said, oh, absolutely. And I watched him code this thing up over the course of one day at this live event. Like, he was distracted doing other things and still managed to put this entire thing together, and now we have it ready for you guys. So big shout out to Richard. If you see him, thank him for this condition because it is very cool. So first thing to note with this condition is currently it's only available on the cross strategy. So you can see I've got my Bravo trigger here. I've also set one up on Alpha already, but it is only available on cross. It may come to other conditions in the future, but everyone we spoke to at the event purely wanted it on cross, so we thought, all right, well, let's just get it out quickly on cross, so it's functional, you guys have what you want, and then in the future we can come back and add it to those other strategies if people are asking for it. So, the volume increasing condition. So the first thing that's important to notice is volume is measured at the candle close. So what that means is that this condition actually enforces the candle close condition. So even though I don't have candle close selected here, volume increasing can only actually check, hey, the candle that broke, the candle that crossed my trigger, does that have more volume than the previous candle when that candle closes? So it's really important to remember, volume increasing will also enforce the candle close condition. Now, how does it work? So essentially, what volume increasing does is it checks the volume, funnily enough. So all it does is when price does close above my Bravo trigger, Vemma then says, hey, all of my entry conditions are met except this one that I haven't checked yet, which is, did volume increase? So it goes and it takes a look at the volume, and it just looks at the volume on the candle that broke my trigger and the volume on the candle previous to that. If the volume on the candle that broke my trigger and closed above it is higher, that is considered volume increasing. So Vemma will then enter that trade. If the volume was lower than the previous candle, that is not a sign that that volume is increasing. So Vemma will then invalidate this trade setup. So now we're looking at my short below Alpha, and we're just on the monitoring screen. Nothing's happened yet. Price hasn't closed outside of one of my triggers, but you can see here that the candle close has actually been ticked as yes, even though I didn't add it. So again, really important to remember, candle close is enforced on all volume increasing trades. Righto, and I am glad to say the market has delivered for me. Sometimes when I'm doing these videos, they do depend on the market, and it can be kind of painful to get what I want to happen. The market has absolutely handed me this on a silver platter this morning because it has given me the two examples that I wanted to show you guys. So, if we take a look at the cross on Alpha that I had set up, now I didn't show you guys this one, but it was I did mention it while I was showing you guys the cross of Bravo. We had a short cross of Alpha with volume increasing. Now, like I said, that does enforce the candle close. And we can see that this trade has not entered. Despite there being a close below Alpha, this trade has not entered. If we come and check the journal, we can see why. So the journal log is saying, I cancelled this trade plan due to the invalidation price trigger. Price crossed, volume was not increased. And we can check that. So we can see this here is the candle that closed, 8th of June 23 at 9:20. That's the candle that broke Alpha. Now, if we look at the volume on that candle, so we come straight down, you can see that it is actually lower than the previous candle, right? That 9:15 candle, let me make this bigger so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So that 9:15 candle had more volume than the 9:20, which was the close below Alpha. So Vemma has looked at that, gone, volume is not increasing, which is the condition that I specified, and so I will not enter that trade. It's invalidated that setup. However, the cross of Bravo, the long that we had set up, has actually entered, right? So we can do the same thing. We can see that on the setup, we had volume increasing, yes. Then we can come and take a look at, okay, where was the candle that closed above? So it was this candle that closed above, this 940 candle. Now, if we look at the 940 candle, we can see that it had higher volume than the 935. So what's happened is Vemma has gotten the cross that I was looking for, right? The long cross of Bravo, price has crossed Bravo. It's closed above Bravo, which is important for the volume increase. It won't work until the candle closes on the other side of the trigger. Then Vemma has checked, was the volume increasing? We saw that it was, and then Vemma has entered the position for us. So hopefully this video helps you guys with the volume increasing condition. You can see how useful it is, right? This is a perfect example. We got that close below alpha. Now, the traditional candle close condition would have entered, but the volume increasing kept us out of that trade. We would have been stopped out by now, and now we're actually in a long that hopefully will continue to go the way we want it to go. So we avoided that fake out, which is what this volume increasing condition is extremely useful for. Have a great day, happy trading, and I will talk to you guys very soon.